During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
Congratulations, Southern. Coach Barry, they did a great job, and they fought to play another ball game, 2 or 3, who knows. They can play, and hats off to them. I want to thank Ole Miss and the hospitality. They ran a first-class regional. The fans were deserve a round of applause as well, because a lot of times it gets a little nasty, and there was none of that. They're very, very classy. I've heard a lot of good things, about the way they run the tournament and their fans. Had some things not go our way, some self-inflicted wounds, but it was difficult saying goodbye to the seniors, and it was very emotional. But I just thanked them, every single one of them, all they've been through. It's been a tough year, especially for young adults. And questions?
Brett? I mean, it seemed that Boyd and Ock were pretty much polar opposites on the mound, with Ock with the fastball and Boyd going mostly off the off speed. Just how much of a challenge does that present to you guys to make adjustments like that mid-game with 2 guys like that?
Yeah, it's a good strategy. You try to, when you talk about spin rate and guys that can backspin it versus guys that are sinking it, and both coming from the same side. We've done some of that this year, and they did a really good job, and they're tough. And again, they put bat on the ball. They do a lot of things very well. They're fundamentally sound, well taught, and see why they're a top 20 team. And we're a host site a couple weeks ago.
Aria?
Meet, what are you going to remember most about this team now that it's all said and done?
Well, obviously this team, every team has its own, personality and identity. I've been with some selfless guys before, but this group with, the people couldn't be around. We had, okay, this guy's contact trace. Guys had to pick up the slack, carrying stuff, doing things that Power 5 baseball players have never done before. And they were asked an awful lot, cleaning dugouts and, sanitizing hands, and don't do this, don't do that. And, they lived in, fear for a long time. And, it's again, a lot to ask out of teenagers and young adults, and selfless they are. And I told them I want their chins up and chests out, and they did the absolutely best they could. And that's what it's all about. You never guaranteed anything in life. And we learn and we grow, and we, do the best we can.
Kurt?
How do you kind of evaluate Connor's outing, and then the decision to send him back out in the 7th? Was that made mostly out of, obviously a low pitch count and knowing kind of the amount of arms and trying to save guys, knowing how much it was going to take to get out of the regional, out of an elimination bracket?
If there would have been any hiccups at all, he's not going back, but he rolled, and the velocity was there, the sharpness was there. I went to Nelly, his pitch count was low. I said, we try to get him, another few outs, whatever, if we can, keep it going. And, it didn't work out. Sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you don't. And obviously there's some things that didn't work out for us, and that falls on me.
Brett? I mean, obviously, when you came in, you guys have a certain mindset for what you want to do in recruiting. And now after having a first full season, I guess, is there any change to what you guys look for after seeing what works for you and what doesn't? Or is it just, business as usual for you guys going into recruiting now?
Well, a lot of it's, in the last, since, I got my guys cleared to go out, and we started out going out just for a short period. And then, of course, everything's been through video ever since, and FaceTimes and everything else. Recruiting is going very, very well. And we're excited to, because we all three enjoy it, and we're going to go. And we'll be on the road as soon as we get back home. And we're going to be doing a lot. You know, we got to have exit meetings and see where guys are at. Some guys, you know, well, it happens every year, you know, playing time or heaven forbid, some money issue or whatever the case may be. There'll be, you know, some things, you know, shuffled around, but we're in a very good place recruiting.
Aria?
I mean, obviously later this summer, a lot of people have figured out that, you know, Nelly's pretty good. And you've coached some great catchers, but what has he meant to this program and just the development of him over the years to become what he has become?
Yeah, you know, it's like a proud papa. You know, I got to reminisce a little bit, and, you know, I took him, we were laughing. I came to camp and I went and watched him, and he was playing on a field that wasn't even regulation. He was so young. He was the first guy that I've ever done that with, to, you know, take, it was either after his 8th grade year or after his freshman year in the summer, and to offer. And he bought in, he kept coming to camp. We developed an incredible relationship, and, you know, he's going to get exactly what he deserves. He's brought an awful lot to the program, of course, from the talent standpoint, but just the way you go about your business and the way you treat people. And you can't tell if he's 0 for 4 or 4 for 4. And, you know, that's, especially this day and age, that's hard to find.
Back to Kurt.
This is your second year atop the program, but obviously the first year where you got to kind of the full experience, postseason, all that. I guess, what lessons did you kind of learn getting to go through an entire season for the first time as a head coach?
The exercise to get rid of stress. That's one thing that, you know, because there's a lot of things going on, you know, in your mind with different scenarios, and, you know, all the information that we have, you know, in regards to what a guy hits off fastballs, what he hits off left-handers, what he hits off, you know, breaking stuff, and, you know, what's my guy doing. And sometimes I think you can get a little system overload instead of just going, you know, with your gut, your hunch, and you know, balancing that is you know, not easy, but I'll get better at it.
Are there any other questions for Coach? All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you. Matt Nelson will be coming up next. Please raise your hand and we'll call upon you when he gets all settled in. Again, please raise your hands if you have any questions for Matt Nelson. We'll start with Brett.
Matt, you guys seem to have a lot of good swings on Boyd early, but when Ott came in, he really just changed the tone of the game a bit. Just what was he doing to give you guys so much trouble at the plate?
I mean, we knew he was a fastball heavy pitcher, and, you know, we were trying to sit on it a little bit, but he had a little bit of run and a little bit of ride to it, and we were a little bit late, but you know, he did his job. He held up his part, and he threw really well. He threw maybe 4 or 5 innings. He did a great job out there today.
Aria.
Nelly, I mean, you're one of the leaders of this team. Obviously, probably not the most comfortable conversation at the end, saying goodbye to people and the message that you had to deliver. But what did you tell your guys now that the season is finally over?
I love them for who they are as a person. This game doesn't define them, who they are off the field. And, you know, I appreciate every single moment that we've spent together with the seniors, Chase, Clay, Kyle, Nico, all those guys who are going to be leaving after this year. And the 3 years that I spent with them and the things that I learned from all these guys and the moments we've shared have been second to none.
Aria, do you have another question? Aria, you can go ahead.
Yep, sorry, one more. Zoom's giving me issues. Nelly, just I know this summer there's going to be a decision to be made, and I'm not going to ask you what your decision is right now, but you may be rewarded accordingly to the great career you've had at Florida State. If it is the end, just any message to, you know, Florida State fans and retrospectively on your time at FSU, what it's meant to you.
Yeah, I knew from the moment that I stepped on that campus that I love that place. For all the guys that came through that program, the fans, Section B, all of our coaches, training staff. I can't be more grateful for them than what I have. They're awesome people and they do their job, and it's easily the best fan base in college baseball. Those guys are with you all the time. And I have never been more proud to wear this FS and this scarlet and gold. And it's been the best 3 years of my life. It really has been. I've learned a lot. So thank you for everything.
Aria, you have another?
Nope, I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm going to lower my hand. Congrats on a great career, Nelly, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. Appreciate your time, man. Thank you very much.